The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
All right, here it is. We're back. I feel like I'm yelling right away. I don't know why. I feel like, let me adjust this. That's good to me. I think I hear myself in my headphones and my microphone and all these things. Leads me right into, right, because I am excited. That's right. This is Face Value. I'm Bill DeMott. You already heard the moral compass off to the side. Let's take care of some business first. I talked about my headphones and my microphone here that's a little loud to me today. I got all these things on Amazon. And everybody knows that you can go to Amazon and buy just about anything. And that's where I get most of everything I order now, from the Bill DeMott Experience to personal things to, I don't know if I got Batman behind me there on Amazon, but that's a rarity, so he's in the show today. But being a Prime member on Amazon means you almost never have to worry about delivery charges. And you get free music streams, free book rentals, an amazing library of movies and TV shows with new original programming added all the time. Also, on my Amazon page, you go to the orange thing, click the button on the Bill DeMott Experience, order from Amazon. It supports this free show, and it lets the Amazon people know you're listening. It lets me know you're listening. Amazon's happy. I'm happy. Never run out of food, vitamins, cleaning products, personal care items you may otherwise forget to stock up on. Go to Amazon. Everybody's on the computer. Right now, everybody who's driving on iTunes is listening to the Bill DeMott Experience. And I'm telling you, when you get home, click on BillDeMottExperience.com. Go to the top right-hand side, I think it is. Click the button, order your stuff. Tell them Bill sent you. I'm on the Bill DeMott Experience telling Amazon sent me. Right? You agree with that?
Yeah.
Did you order anything this past week?
No. Yeah, because you didn't tell me what you wanted for your birthday.
Again, we're back to me telling. I'm going to be 50 years old. I shouldn't have to tell you what I want. I'm surrounded by superheroes, Elvis, all things sports.
Yes, but we do that every year. You're like the worst person.
Well, it's not like I'm going to be around for 50 more years. Figure this stuff out. Go to Amazon. Go click, and you tell your sister too. Get your wife back there. BillDeMottExperience.com. Click on Amazon. Get everything you need. Become an Amazon Prime member. 2-day free shipping. I not only shop Amazon on the BD webpage, I may be its biggest member. I love saying it because I truly am like the biggest member. Where else can you get away with it? 6'1", 330 pounds, trying to put this pork chop of a finger and press the Amazon. So Amazon, my people, working together. Still get all your brother's baseball gear because baseball never ends. So that's it. We're here. It's Face Value. Things are crazy in the news. Things are crazy in the world. That's what we do. I'm sitting here with my moral compass. Let's get the big business out of the way. The moral compass for everybody who just joined this or is just catching up to every edition of Face Value. And I think this is our sixth episode. And if you don't know who it is, the next step is to call my mother, and she'll tell you what episode it is, because she follows my show strictly because the moral compass is my daughter.
I think Nana should get production credits because she's got some pretty good ideas.
Yeah, she's got great ideas. Turn your hat around and give Casey a microphone, and that'll make the show better. Does she not know what I've done for the past 28 years? I'm Bill DeMott. You're Casey. You've become the moral compass over the past couple months. So here it is on the screen for everybody on iTunes. If you're listening to this, my daughter of 22 years is just catching up to what's relevant. Shout out to Vince Russo. What's relevant in the world. And she's joined Twitter because people have hashtagged moral compass. So for everybody on iTunes, if you go to @Casey_DeMott on Twitter, and you can follow the moral compass on Twitter. And she'll start tweeting, as she's going to do right now. She's tweeting that we're shooting Face Value number 6 on the Bill DeMott Experience. But that's it. That's the only plug she's getting on social media, because I feel like Miss Paula gets her plugs on Twitter. Now the Moral Compass has her plugs on Twitter. It's too much. It's too much. I'll tell you right now, you're not getting a microphone. You don't even have a BDE hat. So
whose fault is that?
It's not anybody's fault. I control the merchandise. There's a lot of requests for the BDE hat. There's red, there's black, there's blue. There's no green. I'm not a big green. But there's a lot of requests. We're working on that. We're working on some Bill DeMott Experience shirts like the ones I wore on the training camp episode. A lot of people have been hitting us up. But keep it up on Twitter. We love the suggestions. Get in touch with the guys at the Realm Network. I'm sure there's a place to reach me there, although I don't know what it is. A big shout out to my boy David Hero. I'm part of the Super Friends. I'm wearing the shirt and sporting. Dave Hero's a Super Friends across the world. He gets these shirts out everywhere, and I'm a big so support Dave. Hope to have Dave on the show coming up soon. We had a big show lined up this week for the Bill DeMott Experience, and I know you were excited because we were going to have. It didn't work out for whatever reason, but we were going to have Iron E. Singleton from The Walking Dead on this podcast, and I was excited. And it just listen, I get it, movie stars and everything that's going on, acting, and he's got a book out, and he's traveling, things like that. But his people and my people were in touch. First of all, that's so funny to say my people. My people is Steve the driver, and just for the record, Steve the driver is pissed that this interview didn't come off. But hopefully we get that squared out. His PR people talk to my people, Steve, and we get that worked out. But Iron E. Singleton was supposed to be on the show, and hopefully everything is good with him, and we can reschedule this and get some time with him because he's an interesting cat. He has a good story. One of my favorite sports films of all time, The Blind Side, and then everybody who's a big fan of The Walking Dead. So hopefully you're a big fan of The Walking Dead.
I liked him on The Walking Dead.
That was the first time you showed interest in anything I was about to do. and until it gets like 6 weeks out from Christmas and or your birthday, you have no interest in anything I'm about to do. I said to you, hey, I might talk to T-Dog, and you about lost your mind.
Well, because you haven't seen the show, and then you said from The Walking Dead, and I've been binge watching The Walking Dead for weeks now.
Yeah, you have been. You've been locked up in your.
I'm on season. Jared's watching it with me, but I'm on season 4 now.
Jared and you are watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to that. Binge watching. What is binge watching? Binge watching means you had no interest in it, and then someone else likes it, so then you have to catch up to every season.
No, but it's like when you go on Netflix and you see a show you want to watch, you watch it all, or a lot of episodes in one period of time.
And your Nana wants me to give you a microphone. You literally have like these hand gestures. Nobody, I'm not putting you on a.
Nana binge watches.
Nana binge watches. Nana binges everything. Nana waits till she just found out that this is 2015. Nana struggles with what's relevant.
No.
And then she watches the damnedest shows I've ever seen. What was the freaky guy who killed everybody? Dexter. She all of a sudden, but not only does she binge watch it, I think your Nana and Lacey's father, Larry still has 8 tracks, and your Nana still buys cassette, VHS tapes to watch. She goes, I can't find a VHS to watch Dexter because everything's DVD. So you got your grandfather in Iowa who plays 8 tracks in an El Camino he built from the ground up, which is a beautiful car. But he's still living in 8 tracks. Your Nana binge watches and then tries to find it at VHS.
She told me she stays up till 4 in the morning watching Breaking Bad.
And then when I call her at 2:00 in the afternoon, I get worried to death because she has to sleep because she's up watching Breaking Bad. Do you know there's drugs in that, Bill? There's so many different ways I can go with this right now. But so we binge watched. Anyway, getting back to it. Irony, sorry our paths didn't cross. I hope it happens again soon. But moving on from The Walking Dead, for years in my career, I ran with a bunch of guys and they called us The Walking Dead. Is that the same thing?
I don't think so. It's probably for a different reason.
It's not, but I'd make a hell of a movie. Everybody on iTunes, you have to see my eyes right now on the Realm Network. All right, so let's get to the news. This is what we do. We caught up. Okay, look, I'm going to leave it up here for everybody who's watching this. The Moral Compass on Twitter, Casey_DeMott. The heck with that, right? The Bill DeMott Experience. And this is the name of the show. I love hitting these things, just face value with Bill DeMott. The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And a couple seconds later, Ed McMahon. This is Face Value with Bill DeMott. Let's plug Amazon because we love those people. By the way, you can get all that Walking Dead stuff on Amazon. All these things. And then somewhere with the Moral Compass, Casey_DeMott. That's where it stands. So we're not talking about the microphone. From this episode now until my birthday, all I want to hear about is what you're going to get me for my birthday. And it better not be something ridiculous. It needs to be something I can use in this world. So let's get right to it. The weather, as everybody hopefully figured out by now, we're based in Florida. So let me give you the weather. There's a chance of rain. I'm never letting that go.
There's always a chance.
I'm never letting that go. There's a chance of rain. We have blue skies, but there's always a chance of rain. That's like, what's that? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, no shit. So I'm never letting that go. I'm going to be a weatherman. I'm going to be on that show. My favorite guy in the world, who I think is great, is Al Roker. Because he's entertaining as hell and he gives you the news. But everybody else, there's a chance of rain. Well, thank you for that. There's a chance that I may not say a bad word.
You did though.
I know I said the S word, which makes this, if you go on iTunes and look this up on the shows, the Bill DeMott Experience, it says explicit. So I almost feel like Eminem because if you go on iTunes and you look at most of his music, it says explicit. I go, well, I don't know if I want to buy that one. I like his music. You could do with or without it. So now I feel like, I think I'm the new Slim Shady, the larger, more round, rotund version of Slim. But I feel like I've arrived when I'm on iTunes and it says explicit. I'm not proud. I'm not saying I'm going to cuss just to be explicit. But every once again, that's my vice. I talk to people about that a lot. I'm a positive guy. I feel like I try to bring people up, but I don't go out drinking anymore, and I don't. I have an unlit cigar, but I'm not smoking. I'm not into anything. So my vice is I cuss. That's the hardest one. Would you agree?
Yeah, because when you get going, you can get going.
When I get going, I get fired up, and that's it. So that's my hardest. That's my vice. Is I struggle with that a lot in all seriousness. So I try not to cuss, but to see explicit next to the Bill DeMott Experience, and I think right away I went to Eminem because Vince Russo. I'm going to plug Vince Russo right now on the brand, and Vince Russo talks about irrelevant, and he says it's gimmick infringement, and I'm stealing his word because he is the most irrelevant cat on the planet. He's worse than me. I'm caught up. So we talked about music way back when I started this, but I know. So now Bill DeMott and Eminem are both explicit. So I got that going for me. I don't know what that means really. But let's talk about the news. We already know it's going to rain. Let's get right to so we talk about social media all the time. And at the end of the Buffalo Bills game last week, I think it was the end of the Buffalo Bills game. By the way, the Giants won. We'll talk about that always with Miss Paula as it gets closer to Halloween. But the Giants won, so already the Bills fans are upset. Social media being what it is, what is there a picture of as someone's coming down the steps of the arena? Is Buffalo Bills fans caught with a white powdery substance at the game.
The fans, not the players.
Whoa.
I'm just
Whoa.
Well, I'm just asking because
Don't go there. The
usually,
fans.
Okay.
I'll have you know, in September, the NFL went the whole month of September for the first time in X amount of years with no NFL players getting arrested. So bite your tongue. But in the month of October, walking down the steps of the Bills Stadium, 2 fans were caught on. This is what I say about social media, phone cameras and all this stuff. A white powdery substance. Some feel that it was a drug. I would like to be on the other side and go, maybe they were just scraping the salt off the big pretzel that you can get there. That's not it. These guys were popped with the stuff. They were popped with the big C, and it was caught on. It was caught on film. So you got to. Hey, listen to me on iTunes. I got the big eyes. Listen to me. Social media. No, I'm not saying, hey, dummy, do that where nobody can see you. I'm saying, hey, dummy, people are everywhere and they're going to post it. Thank goodness it wasn't a person's face or anything like that. I say thank goodness because social media can ruin lives. Hey, jackass. If you're doing coke at a football game, you're going to get caught because the stadium's full of people. So you ass clown. Hashtag ass clown. That's our. So hit me up on Twitter this week. Hashtag me ass clown. Hashtag the moral compass. And hashtag her ass clown. I need her to have 1,000 followers before the end of October. But the Buffalo Bills fan gets caught. Social media, man. Social media is everywhere, and it's going to be. I mean, shame on you. Shame on you. That's just. But I watched it and went, Jesus. We talk about that all the time. And notice I said Jesus. For all the thumpers out there ready to, I'm blaspheming. I'm not a blasphemer. I said, Jesus. Like if you were going to a giant cracker party, I would walk in with my plate and say, Jesus. Cheese and crackers. Nothing?
You're pushing it now.
I am pushing it, but that was a stretch. Speaking of cheese, it took almost, I'm going to be 50 years old in November, and McDonald's has finally made the Egg McMuffin available 24 hours a day. But you have issue with that.
No hash browns.
No.
But I mean, that's the best. That's the best part.
So what do we do at McDonald's? What do we do?
I mean, I'm not knocking it.
Do you know for sure there's no hash browns?
That's what I saw the other day.
So they're going to serve the Egg McMuffin.
Oh, just the Egg McMuffin? Not all breakfast?
I don't know. The big thing was the Egg McMuffin's available.
Well, because the Egg McMuffin is like their signature breakfast thing.
Signature breakfast. So you can have breakfast all day long. As everybody knows, you can get coffee all throughout the night. And so now you're saying, whoopee, where's the hash brown?
Well, because when we go, we always order extra hash browns because that's like
hash browns is what everybody eats on the road trip. That's the big thing.
So we always order extra.
You're up at 5 a.m. and you're heading for a 10-hour car ride. It's like coffee, and 42 hash browns.
Yeah.
And one sandwich to split between 5 people. Right. So you're not excited about the Egg McMuffin?
I mean, I guess, yeah, but
you're not a big.
I want hash browns.
You're not a big fast food for most of the time, but so you killed that one off. So
I mean, if I'm gonna get fast food, you might as well go all the way and get the hash browns.
So you're telling me at 10 p.m. you're going somewhere or coming back from the beach with Jared? That you're gonna stop. 6, okay, so 6 p.m. you're gonna stop and get an Egg McMuffin.
No.
So you're not excited about this whole thing?
I never said I wasn't excited. I'm just not.
I think we spend too much time on McDonald's.
I could, but
it's not your. But if they said hash browns were available all night long,
I might go get a hash brown. Yeah.
You might go get a hash brown.
Okay, 10% of McDonald's stores won't be serving hash browns all day.
Okay, so now you need to apologize. Right now, everybody on iTunes, my fans, my people, right now the moral compass is apologizing to 90% of the McDonald's. No, you're apologizing to 10%. 10% of the McDonald's serve hash browns with.
Won't be serving.
10% won't. This is why she doesn't have a microphone. I'm asking for the facts. You're over there sitting there laughing at me. And I'm going 10%, 90%, 10%. And these people who watch me, the poor bastard on iTunes now who's driving is pulled over and is punching his car.
Because you're using bad words. You're explicit now.
I'm apologizing. Much like the PR people who work for Irony Singleton who got our calendar mixed up, I'm apologizing to McDonald's for getting my facts mixed up. But this is face value. That's what I do. I said, I'm looking to you. You're not getting a microphone until you get this stuff right. Let's move on. Let's talk about something good. Let's talk about, so you ready? You got my music ready? So here's some good stuff. We'll talk about some things that have happened. 40 years ago, this movie came out, this motion picture, and it started out as a play. It was a big deal. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. So hit the music. This is our music for. Do you know the time warp? Can you do the dance?
No.
What is wrong with kids today? Can I do the time warp? Are you kidding me? I'm in a permanent time warp. Have you ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Bits and pieces, not the whole
Meatloaf. Meatloaf is in that.
thing. Oh, is he?
Yeah, Meatloaf told a funny story how he's 6'2". He was 350 pounds in lace pants or whatever he was wearing. And I thought to myself, man, I'm going to keep my lace pants because if Meatloaf can do it, I can do it.
You've never owned a pair of
Is that too? That's too much. Okay.
You have
Too soon. Hashtag for everybody. Hashtag too soon. Hashtag too soon.
You have Zuba pants.
I have Zuba pants. So the Rocky Horror Picture Show 40 years ago, and it's still hot. It's like one of the most.
They well, at least in college, every year for Halloween they do their own.
Yeah, I mean everywhere you go, Drew Carey did it on a Drew Carey show. That's how relevant I am. I'm talking about Drew Carey.
That was.
Yeah, your generation. Drew Carey from The Price is Right? No, Drew Carey, the comedian.
I watched that show with you.
So Rocky Horror Picture Show 40 years ago. That's pretty cool. O.J. Simpson 20 years ago.
Did we talk about that?
We did talk about that, but I'm talking about the things that have happened in the past that have molded. What?
You said molded.
Molded.
Molded what?
Molded the future. Molded the history. Rocky Horror, big part of history.
Okay.
And you've never seen it. Have you ever seen Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you have not. This is unbelievable.
I don't know.
Let's move on.
Seen Ghostbusters?
Let's move on. Let's go to something that's very near and dear to my heart. All my peeps in New Jersey, I want you listening to this because every time I go home, I talk about a couple of things and all the guys I worked with, the Horn and Brendan, and hey, what are you getting for breakfast? Taylor ham and cheese on a hard roll with raw onion. I can only say that in New Jersey because everybody from New Jersey knows a good Taylor ham and cheese sandwich. How you cook the Taylor ham and you put it on the hard roll and it's the raw onion. Here's the good news. Now you can get the Taylor ham through the mail. I'm going on the website and ordering Taylor ham.
Through the mail.
Yeah, I mean, it's packaged right and they ship it to you. It's like $12.95. It's like Taylor ham pork roll or what it is. And I've tried it and I've had Mama get me, but here's the good news. A little bit of Jersey coming to me here in the South. So when we do have company from the boys back home, Taylor ham and cheese on a hard roll, raw onion, just a dab. iTunes, my fingers are this far apart. Just a dab of catsup. Not ketchup. Catsup.
No sriracha?
Maybe a little sriracha. Sriracha. I love sriracha. So that's the good news. Taylor ham. I'm back. I'm going to have Taylor ham and cheese very soon. I might have one on face value so everybody can see it. I'll let you know. I'm gonna go to the website. I'll let everybody know the website if I like the Taylor ham, if it's the real deal. Then I'll plug the website. Until then, I'm not plugging it. I'll eat the Taylor ham and cheese on face value. Taylor ham and cheese on a hard roll, raw onion. Morning, noon, and night. That trumps the Egg McMuffin every day of the week. That's all I'm saying. I just keep every story tied into the next. This is what Steve loves. This is what confuses my brother, my sister-in-law back in New Jersey. But this is what people expect from me. Explicit and right to the point. So,
Nana's going to yell at you now for using bad words. You know that, right? That's
I'm 50 years old.
That's going to be her critique for the week.
That's it. Because FaceTime's a beautiful thing, and we get to talk. You know, my folks are a little north of us in Georgia, and we spend a lot of time, you know, FaceTime, or we try to spend a lot of time FaceTime. So now that my mom watches the Bill DeMott Experience on YouTube, on her big screen TV, she's now figured out she can watch the podcast. So she watches and she critiques, and she takes it very seriously.
Yeah, she does.
Like last week, it was Casey needs a microphone, and we need to see Casey on thing, and you need to get this done. The week before was turn your hat around, people need to see your face, and
production credit.
That's what she wants, production credits.
She's just not saying it.
But you're saying it for her, so you're saying
I'm a representative.
So this is what are we? The Osmonds? All of a sudden, there's going to be a fit. Who sits next to me next? Mama? I know I'm going to take your brother out of school and homeschool him so he can do the shows. And
she was the one who gave me the McDonald's.
yeah, she's a fact finder that's 30 minutes behind the subject. And I don't care that she can hear me because this is the Bill DeMott Experience. This is not the DeMott family reunion. So Nana, she's not getting a microphone. Back to Taylor ham and cheese puts me back in my happy place. Let's talk about FanDuel and DraftKings. Football season. I'm going to talk about this with Miss Paula. I'm going to talk because I think she's doing FanDuel with that guy, Begun, her significant other. And the guy from DraftKings wins $350,000 on FanDuel. So the government's now involved in cahoots because there must be some inside trading or inside secrets or all this stuff. So these whole things are a scam. Hey, we'll deposit up to $200 and we'll match your thing because we're going to give it to one of our employees anyway. I'm just playing devil's advocate because if I'm a cat, and I'm not a fantasy football guy, it takes up too much time. This show takes up all my time, so I cannot do fantasy football. But if I'm a fantasy football guy, I'm going, pump the brakes here. I'm putting X amount of dollars in this thing, and one of your employees wins $350,000. So while they're saying they give away millions of dollars a year or a month or a week or whatever it is, they're not saying that probably all of it's going to employees. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you got guys and girls addicted to this thing, and now they just got a kick in the nuts. That's like saying, hey, you pay us, we'll let you play. You're never going to win.
So the lottery.
So we're back to the Illinois lottery. You see that? You're learning. We're trying everything. You may get the microphone. You're learning. The Illinois lottery, we talked about a couple weeks ago. The Illinois lottery says, we're not paying you, but if you keep playing, we'll let you. So now, fast forward a couple weeks later, right here on Face Value with the Moral Compass, we're talking about FanDuel and DraftKings, and we'll let you deposit, and we'll take your credit card information. We'll do all this stuff. Just so you're aware, our guys are winning six figures. Big scam in there. Listen, I don't play it. I don't wish bad on anybody. I'm just saying that poor bastard who loves the game of football, and people are addicted to that fantasy football. So this cat and whoever's playing these games, to hear that somebody who actually works for one of these two big companies walks away with $350,000, there's got to be something going on. And it's probably on the up and up. It's just a coincidence. But much like every radio station, if you work for this, you cannot play that game or sign up to win that package, or NBC and CBS and all those things do it. So how these guys, so I guess they're under investigation. It's a big deal. I don't know. I don't know if that's good for business. All I know is I saved my whatever the deposit was, and the Giants won, and we'll talk about that again. But FanDuel and DraftKings, hey, come on, hey, anybody can do it. Deposit as much as you want or least amount as you want, and we're going to give it to our employees. But love you, man. We're coming to Illinois real soon. That's all I got. Illinois lottery, same thing. I mean, you think they're based out of Illinois? You think it's a Chicago thing?
No.
I blame Jay Cutler, but that's just football talk. Jay Cutler, full disclosure, Jay Cutler, as far as I know, has nothing to do with FanDuel and DraftKings, unless he wins next week, $350,000. If you're an employee of the Bill DeMott Experience, which there is 2 employees, you would think that I would stand a pretty good chance of winning. Whatever it was. If I was announcing I was giving a trip away to the Bahamas, 5 days, 4 nights, all expenses paid to the Bahamas, wouldn't it be kind of crazy if I announced the following week that I won? One of the employees from the Bill DeMott Experience.
Well, you have a 50-50 shot.
So I was trying to have fun, and you went back to statistics. 10% of McDonald's don't serve. I was just trying to say that would be unacceptable.
Right.
Okay. So FanDuel, DraftKings making the news. Come on, let's talk about this before we get to this is serious. This Steve Renesi, the actor.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Renesi.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
The Buffalo Wings guy, Buffalo Wild Wings. He does the commercials and, hey, sit over here and that kind of thing. And he's a comedian. He's on The League, the show The League.
So, fantasy football.
Oh, right. There it is. See how I tie everything in? So it's kind of like fantasy football or fantasy sports or whatever. So this comedian lied about being in the towers at 9/11. And now he's coming out and publicly apologizing, and 14 years after the fact.
Because he got caught.
He got outed.
Yeah.
He got caught. And now he has to apologize. And I watched the apology, and I mean, he was on Howard Stern. And he was, he was sincere, but what are you thinking? What are you thinking? It goes back to all you young cats. I'm saying it. Watch the stories you tell now. And I say that to you and your sister, and as far as I know, you're not storytellers. I'm sure you were at the beach all day, and I'm sure but that's a different story. On iTunes, my eyes are big again. My kids don't tell stories, but you can't say something like that. And listen, I was on the Titanic and I swam to safety. People go, "Oh shit, man, whoa, could that really have happened?" And they'd let it go. You cannot say that you survived the attacks on 9/11 and you were in the tower to further your career. You can't do it. So I'm all about forgiveness, but holy crap. Then, me being me, and this is face value, let's be honest, would you have apologized if you weren't outed, right? Because you said it. He got called out on it.
Well, he went 14 years without getting caught, and then somebody figured out he wasn't even or I think originally when this all came out, I remember reading that he was talking about the company that he worked for. He was in the tower, and they said no.
Right, the company wasn't in the tower; they were downtown somewhere else.
And they had no record of being there.
So then it opened the door, because people will do their homework. If they think they can bust someone on something, whether you're a reporter or not, if you claim something and you have a fan base, people are going to go looking. Especially if you're doing well, and this guy's doing well, and he seems like I don't know him, and I'm just saying, what a story, and whoa, what a story to tell. So that made the news, but I'm a big fan of, hey, he's out there and he's saying, listen, I screwed up and I shouldn't have done it, and it was immature and all these other things. And I know there's a lot of people out there, because that subject will never change as far as I'm concerned. So that was sticky, but Buffalo Wild Wings dropped him right away from the campaign. And I mean, it cost you so much more than you gained. You hear that all the time, especially with celebrities and what they're doing or what they say. And then somewhere, just when they get to that point and they're doing so good and they're favorites of everybody and everybody speaks highly of you. And then something like this happens. So watch it, right? At the end of my shows, I say, do what you say what you mean what you do, because someone's coming after you. Someone's coming after me. They're going to go, hey, I'm going to watch this show. Was Bill explicit? Yes, because I said shit. Someone's going to go and follow up and go visit your Nana and go, I don't think she has all those VHS tapes, until they walk in the house and see them stacked up like that. And then trying to figure out why the VHS tape doesn't fit in a DVD holder. They keep returning everything because it doesn't work. Well, it's because it's not the way to go. Okay, let's move on. So let's get away from that.
You're going to get a phone call.
I know she's going to call me, but she's on. I'm making her famous. She should be famous after all this stuff. I talk about my mother in my, look at this cheap plug, because I want to plug this other kid's book. I want to get back to this. You can go and get this book, because I'm writing book 2. In between everything else, I wrote The Last Laugh with a friend of mine, Scott Teal from Crowbar Press. So that's my cheap plug, because I'm working on book 2, and I've said it before. I'm talking about making this into an audio book for everybody on those long trips. You can hear my beautiful voice, and I'll make The Last Laugh into an audio book. But it's available at Crowbar Press. Go check it out. I tell all anyway, so if anybody's going to find anything about me, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm a big fan. Just ask me. I got this book. You were just looking at it. So I got there was a young cat who reached out to me on Twitter. And that's what I say. Reach out to us on Twitter. So he wrote a book, and the guy's name is Lee T. Lunsford. And he wrote a book called Roadie. So for everybody who's on iTunes, I'm holding this up, and it's Roadie by Lee T. Lunsford. And he wrote this book, and I said, send it to me, because it's like a love story, and there's wrestling involved. And he said it's true to his life. So I will wholeheartedly promote anybody who sends me something and thinks it's worthwhile. Send me a copy of your book. I'll try to read it as soon as I can, and we'll do all those things. But my book is there, and we have that book by Lee who got that book. And back to my social media, I say if you write us, we'll talk about it. So I want to talk about what happened last week in the news with the 3 news women reporters were not allowed in the locker room after the Jaguars-Colts game. There was the usher who denied them, wouldn't let them in. They had their press passes. They're well-known women in the media, and they've covered the games. And it was an older usher, security guy. And everybody's walking in with the team, and it's media time. And after, they always talk about the game and interview the players and the coaches and such. And so the usher literally stopped all 3 women at the door and goes, "You're not going in there." And just for the record, whoever that, please, hey, contact the Realm Network, contact the Bill DeMott Experience, the usher. I'd love to hear your side. So what do I always say? Call me. Hey, the 3 women on the thing, call me. Here's where I'm at. I'm a big fan of telling me why. Other than you don't think women belong in a guy's locker room. You have to catch up to what's going on in the media. They're media. They have their pass. And they belong in there. So this guy, maybe he's old school, right? That's the thing. You can't be so old school. So I don't know if it's going to cost him his job, but 2 of the women went on social media and said, "Hey, dude, fast forward to the present, and we're allowed and all that stuff." But it happens. And we talk about your Nana catching up, and we talk about this usher catching up, and people in the media and women walking into the football locker room. I mean, it happens. So you got anything? Women's rights on that? Nothing?
Well, yeah, I mean, they had the passes. They should be able to get in. I mean, you have to figure after the game, press is going to be in there talking to them anyway.
So what do you think about that guy?
I mean, it was just, I don't think he was doing it to be.
I think it was harmless.
Yeah.
But once it gets to social media, it turns into a bigger story than what it is. And that's always my soapbox is that social media. She's going to school. She'll be right back. Last week, was it last week? Your sisters walk around the front lawn with a balloon, trying to be inconspicuous. That's my big word for this week. This week, my wife, your mother, standing right by your side, whispering, I'm going to school. I'll be right back. Like, it's this. I'm doing this. Because there's people whispering. I was doing an audition for an upcoming TV series. And fortunate enough to do it, and your wife is helping me, and she's running the camera. And while I'm doing my lines, she's looking at me and trying to read the script like I'm saying it wrong. So I'm in the moment, like I'm in like De Niro moment. I'm going for if I don't get this part, it's because they canceled the series. I'm in the moment, and I stop and go, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "What? I'm just watching you." But you're moving. And when people move when you're doing something, it's very like all of a sudden there's somebody with a green balloon walking on my front yard. And it's distracting. So you go like that and you look. So that's me calling out your wife this week because she's over there. Like I'm looking this way and she's literally right there. Go ahead. I'm going to be a score. I don't want to interrupt. I'm just going to do the thing. I don't get it.
Bye.
There it is. So I'll be making dinner for myself tonight, and she'll be on Miss Paula's podcast later this week.
We'll be sleeping in the garage with the dogs.
I'll be with the dogs again, but I'm used to it. You know why? Because there's a chance of rain. I mean, we're caught up. I feel pretty good about this face value thing. I mean, it's a good show. What do we got? Now watch. What else do we got?
Do you want to talk about the tattoo?
Oh my gosh! Why? Like I'm giving you the. Yes, Casey _ DeMott at Twitter. For everybody on iTunes, I have a look of disgust on my face because I say to her, and I talked about this. Casey, here's the things. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. Got it all up here, Dad. Got it all up here. So then we don't. She does it. She has it all up here, but then she writes it down, and like I'm giving her the platform, and I say, "What else you got?" And she's looking at me like this.
You tell me I'm not allowed to talk, and you're not going to give me the microphone. So.
Can we talk about the tattoos, please?
Yes.
I have a few tattoos. I have a couple.
Yeah.
Couple. And so we were doing something. And we came across the story of it was on
Kelly and Michael.
Kelly and Michael Strahan.
A reliable source.
Kelly and Michael, who will follow us. Watch if Kelly and Michael do not do something on the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Big fan of Michael Strahan. Think he's great. Send me a suit. Big 60 jacket. But on Kelly and Michael, we were listening. They told a story of how you can preserve your tattoos and give them to your family.
Yeah, it's the National Association for the Preservation of Skin Art,
National Association for the Preservation of Skin Art.
Yeah, which I didn't think that was a thing, but you know.
And these guys actually, there could be girls, so I say guys. These cats actually will take the tattoo off your body. Not like copy it. They skin you.
Yeah.
So they would
and frame it.
They would take these and frame it and hand it to you when I die. So
I call my initials.
Your initials are tattooed on my left leg, right? So it says CAD in these old English. What?
You said CAD, CLD.
CLD, CAD. Who's A? Carrie. Okay. Well, either way, my daughter's initials are on my calves. So these guys, when I die, and it could be from the frustration of this show, before I turn 50 and I get my gift from Amazon.com. When I pass, iTunes, when there's a pause, it's because I'm making a face, and my face is of, I cannot believe the conversation. So when I pass 50 more years from now, heaven help us all, they can cut off that skin and that part of my body and frame it and hand it to you and go, we think your father would like you to have this.
Well, I don't think it's that kind of thing. I think if like the loved ones have to say, I want the tattoo.
Okay, so let's be honest. We will travel as often we do because I like to drive, and when I get my family together, I'll put everybody in the gigantic expedition, and we will travel around the country, up and down the East Coast and all those things. And we will go to McDonald's at 5 a.m. because we want 42 hash browns, and now we can get an Egg McMuffin 24 hours a day. I will say right now that no one in my family is requesting their name off my body when I pass.
No, I'll let you keep it. I don't think I want that hanging on my wall. I mean, no offense, but
no offense taken.
Okay, because it's a little weird to have your father's skin above your mantle. I mean, I don't know.
You get so you get cremated, and you can have the urn, and that's it's
not skin in a frame. That's something like,
it's literally your skin.
Yeah.
They skin you and keep that tattoo and frame it. It's probably a nice frame.
I'm sure they do something to it though, so it doesn't.
And I have big calves, so it'd be a big picture.
It'd be like a long frame.
So we have what is the society again?
National Association for the Preservation of Skin Art. National
Association for the Preservation of Skin Art.
Say that 5 times fast. That trumps my Taylor ham. Also, when you pass, heaven forbid when anybody passes, now for the right amount of money, you can take your ashes if you're cremated and have them turned into a diamond. Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna tell everybody a story here. I'm gonna be 50 years old. I learned early on, due to wrestling, you believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. And you get very good at telling stories. I choose to go out and meet people now. It's the Bill DeMott Experience. It's what we do, both on the YouTube channel and here on the podcast. And there's the New York Giants. I'm a big fan. So the Bill DeMott Experience is all about telling stories, meeting people, and all these things. Your wife, who just left, I have to go to school. I'll be right back. Who is probably out to win the award of best class mother in the history of everything. That's a sensitive subject for me. We'll leave that alone. Finds all this news and these stories on Facebook, forwards it to everybody she knows, and then says, did you hear they can make a diamond out of your ashes when you get cremated? They get for $4,000 or whatever it is, or 14 grand or 40 grand, or there's a 4 in there somewhere. They can take your ashes and make a diamond out of it. This is driving back from a baseball game, and I'm thinking to myself, self. I said to myself, self, and I still haven't gotten the answer I want because I don't listen to me half the time. I'm thinking to myself, why is she planning to get a new diamond the closer it gets to my 50th birthday? And now I'm waiting because I feel like everything's done sporadically. That I feel like I'm going to turn 50. Maybe she knows something I don't know. Maybe I'm not well. Although I look like $1 billion. I said it before. 20 and a half inch arms, 60 chest, a healthy belly. And I move like a cat. A cat with a cast on his leg, like a cat. So out of nowhere, a great baseball game, she goes, you can turn your ashes into diamonds. To which I had a whole different reply. And then she forwarded it to her brother. So now I think her brother's in cahoots with it. More importantly, I feel like I should send my sister-in-law a message to go, keep an eye on them. Because she's younger than me, but now the story kids are trying to turn ashes into diamonds, which leads me back to FanDuel. If they're talking about it, someone inside is going to win. So if she says, hey, we should talk about your father getting cremated, you heard it here first.
I don't know if she talked to me about that.
You think so you're not in on the diamonds?
No.
You know how many diamonds I would make? I'd be like, what is the big...
The Titanic diamond?
The big blue.
The necklace, yeah.
Try to throw me in the ocean. So that's it. So tattoo, we can frame. So you're gonna leave me my skin.
Yeah.
And hopefully I don't turn into a diamond by the next face value. That's a little morbid. That's like death and gratuitous things from so wait a minute. I got like a big, you think mama would take her name off my arm and put it in a frame?
I don't know.
Your brother would. Your brother wholeheartedly would. He would take,
He'd rip it off right now.
If he could take it off right now, he would. So
hey, Dad.
That's it. That's what I got. We got some news, we got some sports, we got no fashion. Fashion. Think fashion. Fashion. I got nothing. Oh yeah, we talked fashion. We got meatloaf and lace pants on Broadway. Okay. You don't know. I probably have a pair of them.
I hope I never see them.
I hope you never see them either. You see my kilt once a year.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving, I wear my kilt, but that's our fact. I just want to cover. So we covered the weather. There's a chance of rain. We covered sports. Everybody in Buffalo doing coke during the thing. Is that now what we talked about?
That's what we talked about.
We talked about movies, entertainment, Rocky Horror. I missed the cat from The Walking Dead. Hopefully we catch up. Food, Taylor Ham and McDonald's. We got it all covered. What did we miss? I want to make sure we cover every aspect of film. I'm auditioning for everything under the sun. Politics. Let me put a positive spin. I feel like if we talk about politics now, we're going to do what everybody else is doing. Yeah. Like this thing doesn't happen until next November. Yeah. Not this November. Like not in 2 months, November. Next November. Yeah. 5 out of 10 of these people who are running for president are going to be dead because they're older than dirt. They're going to be, they'll probably have their own reality show before then. They'll probably have all these things, and they won't be running anyway. So we're not going to talk about them. Here's my politics. My boy, Rich LaBarbiera, who I grew up with in Paramus, New Jersey, is the mayor of a great town of Paramus, New Jersey. That's my politics. Shout out to Paramus. Shout out to LaBarbiera. He's the mayor. There's my politics. Otherwise, we're talking about I cannot talk about something for the next 12 months. I will talk about FanDuel for like the next 2 weeks. And the lottery. And maybe you and I just pushed McDonald's to make hash browns available. Yeah. Everywhere. Because we talked about Taco Bell and the wine and the sangria, that whole thing. Yeah. And they've yet to call me. Nobody's called me. Who do we got? Todd Chrisley hasn't called me. No.
That's disappointing.
Because we're big fans of his.
He's hysterical.
But he's not what? I've been good. I've been politically correct. Yeah. I'm working on it. Now, Steve, on the other hand, let's close with that. Let's close with my man, Steve. So if you watch the Bill DeMott Experience on the YouTube channel, you know that every trailer, Steve's my driver, and Steve has his own fan base. Everybody I deal with has a fan base larger than mine, which is okay. That's how you make people.
I have 12 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, but you're going to have 1,000 followers on Twitter before October, and you're going to tweet today. Like right now, I want you tweeted right now, shooting episode 6 of Face Value.
I tweeted that when you said that at the beginning of the show.
You never listen to me. We're talking about Steve right now. So my man Steve, who is my manager for Reels, which means shoot, that's for Drake Words. is we're trying, you always, the Bill DeMott Experience is about getting to know me and meet me and understanding that all the hype sometimes about me is not really it. I'm just a normal, right? I say I'm a simple guy. Well, when Steve gets a wild hair, boy, he goes batshit crazy, right?
You're right.
You're the witness of, like, the cool part is I'm talking Steve off the cliff.
You were cracking up.
And it makes me laugh because everybody goes, no, Bill's the first guy to jump in. Like, hey.
You were.
I was, and I'm sure I could be, because I have a fuse that's non-existent and certain things I just speak my mind. Well, my man Steve is on fire. And I want him to stay that way now, because now at least when he's like that, I can live vicariously through Steve. Very unassuming, 5'8", right? 5'8", 5'9", maybe. $170. Great guy, drives me. We do these things. He's my manager. He's right. We're focused on the Bill DeMott Experience. He loses his mind, and it's the funniest thing ever. Not funny like ha ha ha. Funny like you told me I can't do that. But if you're behind the scenes, you can do that. So I'll be in front of the scenes, but I just want to say I'm working so hard on politically correct. My man Steve has lost his mind, which I love. Absolutely love it. Anybody can lose their mind. I love it. Lose your mind. Just do it in the right way. Call me.
Don't do it at a Bills game.
Don't do it at a Bills game. Don't lose your mind at a Bills game, you stupid bastard. What are you thinking in the middle of the game? People have pictures. People are looking to become famous. Stop it. I did a training camp I did a seminar in South Orlando. And we put it like I do. That's my social media thing. Hey, I'm going to be at this camp. Come check it out. And you try to promote. Pablo is down there with the main event training center in Fort Lauderdale in South Florida. A great bunch of guys. We had a good night and probably would have stayed there for 7 hours straight if we could have, but it was getting late. And then because on social media, there was one cat who was outside the building and he had a stack, like literally a stack of 20 8x10s and about 20 baseball cards of me from various stages of my career and all these things because of social media. And one of the big things I tell those kids, I say it to you guys at the house, you have to watch because you don't know who's out there. So that guy, while he had 20 and he had duplicates and, hey, can you sign this one? You can sign this one. And while you may know some of them are probably going on sale for a whole 45 cents on eBay or something like that. Amazon. They're going to go on. If you go to Amazon Prime right now and click on Bill DeMott, you'll see one of the baseball cards I just signed or one of the pictures. But my point is, you sit there, you put a smile on your face. One, be thankful that someone wants your freaking autograph. Two, sign his many. You're gonna, whatever he's gonna do with him, but he took the time to stay there. More importantly, telling those guys after, he goes, man, why'd you sign every one of those things? What am I gonna do? Tell him no? Because I may tell him, hey, I signed 10 out of the 12. That's enough for me. And some people do that. Movie stars, TV people. Okay, I'll sign one. I'll take one picture. I'll do one interview. But then those are the people who are getting bashed in the news. Well, he was so unprofessional. What an asshole and all these things. There's no explicit. I didn't mean to say that one. But what an a-hole. He doesn't do this. Oh, he treats the fans bad. And that's what I don't want. And I've never done that with fans anyway. So you have to watch. So I'm not going to Buffalo Bills games because somebody will take a picture and I'll happen to be sitting next to the guy who's scraping the salt off his pretzel and say it again. So we come to the conclusion that it could rain. Meatloaf looked good in lace pants at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you see a girl trying to get in the men's locker room at the end of a sporting event, let her in. No? I went over the edge? Okay, take that back.
Hashtag too much.
Hashtag too much. FanDuel, call me. Get on it. I love interviewing. I love the experience. But that's it. That's all we got. Are we good?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
What do you got coming up? How was the beach?
It was good. It was really nice.
That's great. I was working. So now she can go to the beach. How's Jared?
Good.
Does Jared watch this show?
I'll tell him to watch it.
Oh my gosh.
I gave him the website the other day so he could watch it because he asked about.
Does he have a phone?
Yeah.
Is it an iPhone?
No.
Is it a smartphone?
No.
Everybody on iTunes, if you could see my face right now, that question opened the door for me to be so sarcastic.
Don't make fun of him.
Because you see what I said there. Is it a smartphone? And you said no. And I went.
But he has a computer. So he goes to play for me. Don't laugh.
So we're going to.
He's not going over. I want to make sure he never comes over.
What? Because I'm offended I made gravy and he didn't come over? No, I just asked him. I want to know his input on the show. It's nice that you can go to the beach while I was working all day yesterday. I'm going to go out and do my thing now. Talk to Miss Paula this week.
I have to go to work too.
Hey, I appreciate it. I know you want to get paid for this. You let everybody on social media know that I'm 6 weeks in the hole.
Yeah.
What is it you want? That's what you post on social media, that I'm 6 weeks back pay.
It's on Facebook. It's all family.
But people watch Facebook. Your wife is reading Facebook right now, and she's going to go, you really should pay your daughter for those shows.
Well, she's not going to say that.
She found a diamond out of my ashes. She's going to go, Casey's serious. She wants to get paid for those shows.
No, because she's going to say, well, we don't charge her rent, so that's your pay. That's.
Wow, you're getting, I'm going to have both of you on the show.
But that's exactly what she would say. She'd be like, well, we'll just take it out of your.
We'll take it out of your utilities.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. This family, I'm just gonna have one whole family. I'm gonna figure this out, how to go live with this family one time. So here's what we got going on for till the next face value. Let me know if Casey deserves a microphone. Let me know if the moral compass deserves a microphone. And do we want to see her on the show so we can actually go back and forth live? I enjoy looking off to the side because I have this nervous twitch where I don't usually sit still for too long anyway. So where is it? There she is for everybody watching the show. Hashtag moral compass. She's on Twitter at Casey_DeMott. Hit me up on Twitter, Bill DeMott, at Bill DeMott, on Instagram, at Bill DeMott. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/democracy. Hit me up on the social media. Let us know your thoughts. We love talking about current events and putting our spin on it. It's face value. It's simple. It's not made to entertain. It's not made to entertain. Wow. It's made to offend. Wait a minute. Reverse that. Yeah. Right now, Steve's losing his mind. Yeah. It's not made to offend. It's made to entertain. So we take some stories, some serious, and then most of the time we put the BDE spin on it. So we appreciate all the feedback. Keep hitting us up. Send us a message on Twitter. Do what you say what you mean what you do. This is Bill DeMott. I'm out.
Visit VinceRussoBrand.com to sign up for exclusive VIP content. You get over 20 new video shows monthly, including Vixens Who Rule and The Swerve, where Vince Russo interviews stars in wrestling and beyond. Listen to Vince and Jeff Lane discuss weekly news and rumor and review Attitude Era Raws. Also, watch the cult hit Bucket Full of Chicken next. Go to VinceRussoBrand.com and click the red subscribe button to join now.